What's going on? So it is Monday, April 20th. It is the morning right now. I wanted to make a quick little kind of just recap of IBJJF Chicago NOGI, which was yesterday. So this was my second time competing in IBJJF. My first time was last summer at Blue Belt, and that didn't really go great. I ended up going just one match and out there. This is my second time competing in IBJJF Nogi. This was at Purple. My first match is at Purple Belt with with IBJJF. Now with this, Jesus. So with this tournament, I was competing at ultra heavy in the adult division, so I didn't really worry about anything about weight. I had 4 people in my division, and I was going at kind of around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Now for me personally, that was kind of the one, I don't want to say hurdle, but just kind of like, it was just later in the day, and coming in the Madison area, driving out to Chicago, just kind of made for a long day, 2.5 hours there, 2.5 hours back. So I always have a hard time when it comes to competing, where I want to kind of just get the day over with and just be done. So I was really trying to just kind of relax myself and kind of just, enjoy it. I really wanted to kind of shake things out. It's been a while since I had competed, at least over 6 months, if not longer. I'd have to double check. But definitely at least over 6 months since I competed in first time at Purple Belt. So really kind of the day was pretty normal. I did end up doing about 40 minutes on the rower in the morning, kind of just light aerobic work, really kind of just trying to build up my gas tank. So I did that in the morning, had a good breakfast. We ended up heading that out there. So Brittany and Luna came with, so they were hanging out. It was overall like mentally like not too exhausting. So I've struggled with competing and kind of just the mental side of things a lot, where I just kind of get in my head too much. It was more just kind of trying to relax and take it as it comes, kind of mentality. We ended up getting there and kind of ended up moving up a little bit earlier, so I kind of had to jump in, get ready to go and kind of start warming up. I was a little worried with the warm-up. There really wasn't like too much I did, kind of just a couple shakeouts. I was able to get a couple sprints in to get my heart rate up, which I think helped. And then kind of right away get checked in and get ready to go. So my first match was against I forget where he's from actually, so I'm not too sure. But first match went kind of well, in the sense of I felt like I was pretty aware the whole time. And granted, I still need to look back and rewatch these matches. I haven't rewatched them yet, but in that first match, I definitely felt like I was pretty in control the entire time. Of like, I just have that awareness of kind of where I'm at, kind of how things are going. The only thing that I didn't feel really aware was with just time. I thought that these were 6-minute matches. They were 7-minute matches, which isn't too much of a difference, but definitely kind of just changed a little bit of just guessing things that I wasn't really, in my head, I was just kind of thinking there were 6-minute matches the whole time. So in that first match, I think I did well. It's just doing pretty aware. The guy was a pretty, decently sized guy. It's the ultra heavy, so he was a bigger guy. He was harder to move on the feet, and I remember kind of just trying to make sure I get my controls and kind of just work things well. He actually ended up pulling, which was a little surprising, but I was able to then kind of just work some passing. I did not feel great in that aspect. I remember feeling, I'm like, man, I felt at that point, like even like, man, just tired. As I was kind of wearing, but like I was still aware of where I was at. There was a couple things like he was trying to go for that I was kind of aware of the whole time. But yeah, that went okay. I ended up getting an armbar in that match right before the bell. It was like pretty close. I think I only had a few seconds left before I was able to get the submission in the armbar. So that felt pretty good. So won that first match. Then into the finals, I was then I wanted to say it was about 30 minutes in between the matches. So a decent amount of time. So I kind of just got ready to like go again. And that's the one thing that I think I just need to do a better job is just coming down and then resetting myself. I didn't really come down as well as I should have, I think. And then I think I felt that right away in that second match. So the second match comes and then this guy was pretty tall and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I don't know. I've just, struggled against some tall guys. But that match went pretty horribly in terms of just like gas tank and overall energy expenditure. I remember he had really good grips. He was able to kind of get like a 2-on-1 on my wrist, and I was just like having a hard time breaking that. And then he would go for like a Russian that he was trying to feed into an arm drag. And I remember he was a strong guy and he had really good grips, and I was just having a little bit of a harder time like clearing those, but then also setting up my own attacks. And that just was a struggle. And he was able to kind of hit that Russian arm drag on me and then eventually end up taking my back, which kind of put me at a deficit. But then was able to kind of keep defending and get him off, and then able to kind of reverse and score a pass. So we were 4-3. So he was up by 4, or he was up 4 to my 3, and that's where like we ended up getting back on our feet, and I just struggled really hard. Just energy wise, I was just pretty gassed, and I have to rewatch the matches, but I remember in the matches thinking we would like have to reset and like we'd go out of bounds, and I'd remember thinking like, dude, I cannot, like I am just gassed. And I remember like I was just looking at the clock the entire time, and that clock felt like it was taking forever, which was good because it was like, all right, I have plenty of time to try to work something. But then I was just like, I am just dead. And there was a couple times like he was dead too, and he even mentioned afterwards like he was on the verge of throwing up, and he had to like walk outside because he was gonna throw up. I don't know if he actually did or not, but I just remember like it was just frustrating because it was just like, I am so much better than this, and I can take this guy down. And it was just so bad. Like I was just taking such bad shots, and I was like just head down, and like we would have to reset. And I just remember like taking so long to like get up and get back to the middle. And I just wasn't able to like bring myself down energy wise, which is hard because it's like I'm from competing so much of like wrestling and the jiu-jitsu, like I'm pretty aware in the matches. And like that was one where it's just like the whole time I was still very aware of like where things were at. Like I was down by 1 point, but it was just like I just couldn't get things going, and I was just dead. And then just kind of, match kind of finishing out, I was just trying to get a takedown, get something. I kind of wish I would have pulled. I think if I would have pulled, I just need to trust my guard a little bit, or just experiment with my guard. I think my guard is much better than I kind of give myself credit for, but I'm always scared to kind of play guard in competition, so that's kind of something I need to get over. So part of me wishes like I would have gotten the chance to play guard and see how things would have played out there, but you never know. But yeah, that was the finals. Ended up losing that one by 1 point, and kind of just called it a day there. Didn't do the absolute, but yeah, just kind of had those 2 matches, and it was really good to kind of get a shakeout run for it, and just shake out. Got double gold coming up in a week here, so we're going to be cutting some weight there and getting ready for it. But glad I was able to get a couple of matches, and just wanted to do a quick little recap video to kind of have what my thoughts were kind of right after. Now I haven't again watched the matches yet, but gonna get the chance to watch the matches again and maybe kind of do a little breakdown of those and have a little bit better kind of just understanding of like what I did poorly, what I could do better, what I did well, and kind of just have that benefit. I think it's one thing I really want to start developing more is just studying the footage. I think it's super important to kind of watch film and watch what you're doing of like your own stuff. Like, of course, you want to watch other people's, but something that I did in wrestling a lot, but now I think kind of just didn't do as much with jiu-jitsu, but want to continue to do and hopefully, hopefully helps out. But yeah, cool. Just wanted to do a quick little recap of kind of what happened at IBJJF Chicago, and yeah, hopefully plan to do a couple more and see what we do.